When World War I is remembered, African soldiers are often erased from the story. Yet more than 2 million Africans were drawn into the deadliest conflict the world had ever seen. They fought, labored, and died for empires that denied them freedom. This is the entire history of African soldiers in World War I. In 1914, Europe plunged into war. At the time, almost all of Africa was under colonial rule. Britain, France, Germany, and Belgium immediately turned to their African colonies for manpower, resources, and strategic advantage. Africa became both a battlefield and a recruiting ground. African soldiers were conscripted, often forcibly, into colonial armies. Some volunteered, believing service might bring respect, pay, or future rights. Many had no choice at all. Chiefs were ordered to supply men, and refusal could mean punishment, imprisonment, or violence. African troops fought in multiple theaters of war. In Africa itself, battles raged as Allied forces attacked German colonies in Togoland, Cameroon, German East Africa, and Southwest Africa. One of the longest campaigns took place in East Africa, where African soldiers and porters endured brutal terrain, disease, and starvation. Beyond Africa, tens of thousands were shipped overseas. French colonies supplied soldiers known as the tirailleurs sénégalais, though they came from across West and Central Africa. These men fought in the trenches of France and Belgium, facing artillery, poison gas, and freezing conditions far from home. Britain recruited heavily from East and Southern Africa into units like the King's African Rifles. African soldiers also served in the Middle East and Asia. Wherever imperial armies marched, Africans were present, yet soldiers were only part of the story. Millions more Africans were forced to serve as porters and laborers, carrying supplies, building roads, and supporting armies. These roles were deadly. Disease, exhaustion, malnutrition, and abuse killed vast numbers, often more than combat itself. Despite their sacrifices, African soldiers were treated as inferior. They received lower pay, harsher discipline, and segregated conditions. Racist beliefs claimed Africans were suitable for danger, but unworthy of command. Promotions were rare, and recognition was limited. Still, African troops proved themselves repeatedly. They showed discipline, resilience, and courage under extreme conditions. European officers relied heavily on them, even as they denied them equality. When the war ended in 1918, Africa paid a heavy price. Hundreds of thousands of Africans were dead. Entire communities had lost generations of men. Economies were disrupted, and colonial exploitation intensified to repay European war debts. African veterans returned home expecting change, respect, political rights, or reform. Instead, they were largely ignored. Promises were broken, racism remained.